Hi everyone. Now let's move on to topic 2 of Unit 3, threats and attack vectors. In cybersecurity, a threat refers to any potential danger that can exploit a weakness in a system to cause harm. An attack vector is the pathway or method used by attackers to gain unauthorized access, such as phishing emails, malware, or unsecured networks. In short, threat equals sign danger. Attack vector equals sign the way attackers deliver that danger. To help you focus your study, here are some sample questions you might encounter. 2-mark questions. Define a threat in cybersecurity. What is an attack vector? Give 2 examples of common cyber threats. Differentiate between passive and active attacks. List any 2 examples of attack vectors. 10-mark questions. Explain different types of cyber threats with examples. Discuss various attack vectors and their working mechanisms. Compare and contrast internal and external threats in an enterprise environment. Explain the relationship between threat, vulnerability, and risk. Write a note on advanced persistent threats, apps, and their impact on organizations. Meaning of threats in cybersecurity. Definition. A threat is anything that has the potential to cause harm to computer systems, networks, or data by exploiting a weakness, vulnerability. Think of it like a thief trying to enter your house. The threat is the thief, and your weak lock is the vulnerability. Examples of threats. A malware attack that takes advantage of outdated antivirus. An insider employee leaking confidential data. A fire in the server room destroying hardware. Types of threats. Natural threats, dangers from the environment. Example, earthquakes, floods, or fire destroying data centers. Human threats, people intentionally or unintentionally causing harm. Example, hackers stealing credit card data, or an employee accidentally deleting files. Technical threats, failures in technology or infrastructure. Example, server crash, power outage, hard disk failure. Meaning of attack vectors. Definition. An attack vector is the method or path attackers use to break into a system and exploit its weaknesses. Imagine a burglar entering a house. Front door, weak password. Window, phishing email. Back door, USB with malware. These are all attack vectors. Examples of attack vectors. Phishing emails. Fake emails tricking users to click malicious links. Malicious USB drives. Infected pen drives spreading malware when plugged in. Weak passwords. Attackers guessing or brute forcing passwords. Unpatched software. Hackers exploiting known software bugs. Key difference. Threat is the danger. For example, hacker, malware, flood. Attack vector is the path method used to carry out the attack. For example, phishing, USB, weak password. Quick example. Threat, a hacker wants to steal banking details. Attack vector, the hacker sends a phishing email with a fake bank login page. Classification of threats in cybersecurity. 1. Internal threats, meaning these threats come from inside the organization. They are caused by people who already have access to the systems, such as employees, contractors, or business partners. Why dangerous? Internal users already know the system and may have privileged access. Examples: a disgruntled employee intentionally leaking confidential data, an employee clicking on a malicious link without realizing it, leading to malware infection, using weak passwords or sharing credentials. 2. External threats, meaning these threats originate from outside the organization. The attackers usually have no authorized access and try to break into the system. Examples: hackers launching brute force attacks to guess passwords, cybercriminals sending phishing emails to trick users into revealing credentials, competitors trying to steal sensitive business information. Common types of cybersecurity threats. 1. Malware attacks. Definition. Malware, malicious software, is harmful code designed to damage or steal data. Types. Virus, attaches to files and spreads when files are shared. Worm, spreads on its own across networks. Ransomware, locks user files and demands payment. Trojan horse, appears harmless but contains hidden malware. Example: WannaCry ransomware attack in 2017 that spread worldwide and locked data in hospitals and businesses. 2. Phishing and social engineering. Definition: tricks people into sharing confidential data, like passwords or bank details. How it works: fake emails that look like they are from banks or companies. Fake websites designed to capture login details. Example: an email saying your bank account is locked. Click here to verify. The link actually steals your password. 3. Denial of service DOS and distributed DOS DDoS. Definition: overloading a server or network with fake traffic so that real users cannot access it. DOS, single machine attacks the server. DDoS, multiple machines, often infected botnets, attack at the same time. Example: in 2016, a DDoS attack on DNS provider Dyn caused major websites like Twitter, Netflix, and Reddit to go offline. 4. Man-in-the-middle MITM attacks. Definition: the attacker secretly intercepts communication between two parties. How it happens on insecure public Wi-Fi. The attacker reads or alters data without the user knowing. Example: a hacker sitting in a coffee shop intercepts login details while someone logs into their bank over free Wi-Fi. 5. Advanced persistent threats apps. Definition: long-term, stealthy attacks usually targeting large organizations or governments. How it works: attackers gain entry and remain hidden for months or years. They slowly steal sensitive data without triggering alarms. Example: state-sponsored hacking groups infiltrating defense or financial institutions. Common attack vectors. An attack vector is the pathway or method used by cyber attackers to gain unauthorized access to a system or network. Think of it as the entry door for an attack. 1. Email attachments. Attackers often send emails with infected attachments: Word, PDF, Excel, zip files. When the user opens the file, malware gets installed. Example: a phishing email pretending to be from a bank with a PDF attachment. Once opened, it installs ransomware that locks all files. 2. Web applications. Many attacks happen through vulnerable web applications. Examples: SQL injection. Attacker inserts malicious SQL code in a login form to access the database. Cross-site scripting, XSS. Attacker injects malicious scripts into websites that run in users' browsers. Real-world case: an e-commerce site's login page is exploited using SQL injection to steal customer credit card details. 3. Removable media. USB drives, external hard drives, or CDs can be used to spread malware. Example: an employee plugs in an infected USB at work, introducing a worm into the company's internal network. 4. Wireless networks. Attackers exploit weak Wi-Fi encryption or fake Wi-Fi hotspots. Example: public Wi-Fi with weak encryption, like WEP, allows hackers to intercept passwords, credit card details, or chats. 5. Cloud services. Misconfigurations or poor security in cloud storage services expose sensitive data. Example: a company accidentally leaves their AWS S3 bucket public, and attackers download sensitive customer records. Relationship between threat, vulnerability, and risk. These three terms are closely related in cybersecurity. 1. Threat. Anything that can cause harm to an asset, system, data, network. Example: a hacker trying to steal customer data. 2. Vulnerability. A weakness in a system that a threat can exploit. Example: a website with an outdated plugin that has a known security flaw. 3. Risk. The likelihood that a threat will exploit a vulnerability and cause damage. Example scenario: threat, hacker sends phishing emails. Vulnerability: employees are not trained to recognize fake emails. Impact: if an employee clicks, the hacker gains access to the internal system. Risk: high because the threat exists. The vulnerability is real, and the impact could be major. Prevention and mitigation in cybersecurity refers to the steps taken to protect systems, networks, and data from potential attacks, and to minimize the damage if an attack does occur. One of the first measures is the use of firewalls and intrusion prevention systems, IPS. A firewall acts like a security guard that blocks unauthorized access while allowing legitimate traffic. For example, a company firewall may block suspicious traffic from unknown IP addresses trying to access internal servers. An IPS goes further by actively monitoring network activity and stopping malicious actions in real time, such as blocking a hacker attempting to exploit a vulnerability. Another important step is to keep software updated. Many attacks occur because attackers exploit outdated software with known vulnerabilities. For instance, The famous WannaCry ransomware spread rapidly by exploiting unpatched versions of Windows. Regular updates and patching help close these security holes before attackers can take advantage of them. Organizations should also conduct security awareness training for employees because many threats like phishing and social engineering succeed due to human error. For example, if employees are trained to identify suspicious emails or not to click on unknown links, the chances of falling victim to phishing attacks are greatly reduced. The principle of least privilege should also be applied to user accounts. This means giving users only the minimum level of access needed to perform their tasks. For example, an intern should not have administrator rights on the company server. By limiting privileges, even if an attacker compromises a low-level account, the damage will be restricted. Finally, multi-factor authentication, MFA, adds an extra layer of security by requiring more than just a password for login. For example, when accessing online banking, in addition to entering the password, the user might need to provide a one-time code sent to their phone. This makes it much harder for attackers to break in, even if they manage to steal the password. In summary, prevention and mitigation strategies combine technology, human awareness, and access controls to reduce the chances of attacks and limit their impact if they occur. Thank you. Please like, share, and subscribe.